Welcome back. All right, so more signings to talk about as we're looking at a record for signings. This is the first time in NHL history that over $1 billion in money is signed in contract form. Just the NHL, lots of money today. So people have been mad at the NHL for the flat cap for years and how cheap the NHL is today. That argument doesn't hold a lot of weight. But what does hold a lot of weight right now is the wallets of some hockey players. So up at the top of the board, you'll notice the Oilers. Jeff Skinner has signed. So now they have both Skinners. 1 year, $3 million for Jeff Skinner. So between two stalls, now goes to Edmonton. Janmark has re-signed with the Oilers as well. It's a 3 year deal, $1.45 million per season. Although it's being reported as well that this has not been finalized, just agreed upon, and that it's going to get signed tomorrow. So lots of depth in the Oilers lineup. They've added a couple of wingers, and so we'll see how things go for them. If Skinner and Arvidsson can stay healthy, that's two 20-goal scorers they've added, two potential 30-goal scorers they've added. That's not too shabby. So the Oilers have done some good work today. Blake Lizotte has signed a 2 year deal with the Pittsburgh Penguins worth $1.85 million per season. I like Lizotte. He can work from the second to the fourth line. Not a guy you want permanently on your second line, but he can play there if he needs to as a fill-in. Really solid work in LA, but he wasn't qualified by the Kings, so he goes to the Penguins. Parker Kelly is signed for 2 years with Colorado. I gave up on waiting for how much this contract's for. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's around league minimum. Based on the points he's had and everything else, I would say it's probably around league minimum, maybe up to $1 million. We'll see. Um, but Kelly gives Colorado a little bit of forward depth there. And depth positions filled by the Tampa Bay Lightning. So Ullinen signs a 1 year deal. Again, I haven't seen the cap hit on that one yet, but Ullinen's headed to Tampa Bay. Girgensons has signed a 3 year deal with the Tampa Bay Lightning. The cap hit $850,000 for Girgensons. I like Zemgus Girgensons. He had a nice decade worth of work in Buffalo. I think Tampa Bay fans are going to like him. He doesn't take a shift off. He's a very hard worker. The offense isn't really there, but again, bottom six forward, you want that work ethic, and Girgensons gives you that every single night. Colin Miller returns to the Jets on a 2 year deal. The cap hit for Colin Miller is $1.5 million per season as the Winnipeg Jets get their lineup put together. John Klingberg. If you're wondering when John Klingberg's going to sign a contract, apparently he's not fully healthy, and he's not going to sign a contract until he is satisfied that he's healthy enough to actually play the games. So Klingberg's going to be out for a bit. Of course, he ended up finishing the season on LTIR for the Toronto Maple Leafs before his contract expired. Devin Cooley, who signed with Calgary, has a really good attitude about the fact that he's going to Calgary. He's excited for the opportunity with the Flames. I do think he ends up being the number 3 guy. Probably goes down and plays with the Wranglers. Vladar and Wolf are going to be the tandem, I would think, for Calgary. But Cooley gives them a guy at number 3 that can come up. Probably won't have a problem clearing waivers. And the Flames with a little bit of depth in net. Again, I think most teams now realize they have to have 3 goaltenders that they can turn to at any point in time. And so the Flames have that. And of course, they had that last year with Markstrom, Vladar, and Wolf. So Gostisbehere is off the market as well. He's gone to Carolina. 3 year deal for Ghost, $3.2 million per season. Do believe Carolina fans are familiar with Gostisbehere. And again, so Carolina loses some players today. Yes. I think people are, I think there's some overreacting that goes on July the 1st. So I do my best to stay as neutral as possible. I think Carolina's going to be fine. Gostisbehere, again, a player that they're familiar with, and on a $3.2 million cap hit, it's basically risk-free. TJ Brody signs a 2 year deal for the Chicago Blackhawks. It's a $3.75 million per season deal there, so that helps to solidify that blue line. The Hawks have added a ton of veterans over the last week, and this is going to be a team that next year is going to be a lot harder to play against than the one that they put out on the ice last season. So TJ Brody gets added to a Chicago team that's absolutely gotten a lot better over the last couple of weeks here. Chris Dger proving that you can go home again by signing a 1 year deal with Florida. That's worth a reported $795,000. Dger signed the big contract with Seattle, got hurt, never really got back into the groove in Seattle. Had a good run with Coachella Valley, though, in the AHL. Back-to-back years, Coachella Valley, of course, goes and ends up in the final for the Calder Cup. So Dger with a lot of experience there. Now he gets to come back to Florida, and we'll see how things turn out. There's rumors as well out there about whether or not Spencer Knight's on the market and whether or not they're going to move him. So for right now, Florida has 3 goaltenders who could play at the NHL level, including Knight, including Dger, and of course, Sergei Bobrovsky. So we'll see how things go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. If you're an Oilers fan, are you excited about what Jeff Skinner's going to bring? And let me know your thoughts on the signings today and all of that. And the fact that we've passed the $1 billion mark for these contracts. I'll say that it seems like the salary cap's gone up, and it's very likely going to continue. And so this is going to lead to some absolutely bonkers free agent days like today. So let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.